we're getting the skin started off on this deer to skin the deer. And basically, we skin around this tendon, we skin around the main hind leg. We do that on each side. And then you got to be really careful around this tendon because that's what's supporting the deer. It's a really tough tendon. Getting it started is initially probably the hardest part of the whole thing, to be honest. Once you get it started, it'll peel right down for the most part, even without a knife. So I'll show you. Try to keep the hair from falling onto the meat when you're doing this, but of course some of it's going to fall on the meat. But later, when you let the meat dry out a little bit on the outside, whether you're aging it a little bit more or cleaning it up before you put it in the freezer, just kind of like you should have ideally a really sharp knife. And just keep it on like a glove. When you get to the tail, and what you can do on the tail is just kind of work your way around it like this, and then cut through the tail with the little bone saw and this little knife, and then it comes right off. And your hide continues coming down. Just keep the hair pulling away. Keep the hands away from the meat. Keep excess. Okay, so we're just working this skin on down over the head of the deer. You just kind of fold it down. And peel it down over the neck. Now we're just going to take this off. You just kind of open up, kind of spread it open, the front leg here. And for the most part, these things just, you don't have to do much cutting. Just kind of cut as it opens. And it kind of tells you where to cut by how far it opens. And then you got this little bit of cartilage you kind of cut through there. Sometimes it falls right off. And then you got the front quarter. Okay, so we're gonna take off the back straps or the tenderloins of the, if I don't cut myself, of the whitetail here. You just go tight along the spine, right down to the top of the rib cage. So we're just peeling this meat right down off. Working as tight to the bone as we can. It's almost like filleting a fish. A big fish. So we're just working it down. And till you get down pretty much towards the base of the neck. And you start losing the strip of tenderloin, and you just cut it off right in there. And there you got your tenderloin that you still need to. We're just taking the meat off right now. We're probably going to age it a couple more days in the refrigerator, and then of course we'll peel all this stuff off. You want to get as much fat off the meat as you can, and any hair, you don't want any of that in the meat. You'll end up with just really beautiful meat when you're finished. It doesn't look that way now, but it will. So we got the deer kind of opened up, the two hind quarters. We filleted around the bone as much as possible with like a 7-inch fillet knife. And then we just get to this joint here, and there's a little piece of cartilage that holds it all together. And you've got to be careful when you cut through that because it all gives. You'll see. Actually, I'm thinking I was there. It's Yeah, it's right here. Missed it there. It's right. It's part of the big ball joint there. And you got to get that separated to split the two off. Hardest part is seeing what's going on when you got this going on here. There's the cartilage. There's the ball joint right there. It can be hard to find because you can't really see what you're doing in there a lot of times with all the meat and bone going every which way. But there's the ball joint, and there's a tendon in there, I guess, that you slash with your knife and it's going to separate. You got to be ready because, see, there you go. That holds it together. You get one quarter. I'll do the same on this quarter. You get the two hind quarters ready to go into the freezer or further aging if you want to age them a little more.